Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz prediction video. Welcome back to KangBrosTV, people. So let's get this off. Andy Ruiz. I personally think this fight is actually a better fight than Miller. I was never ever excited about the Miller fight. Never. I didn't even understand how he even got the opportunity. For me, I think this is a better fight.
I think it's a non-event, unfortunately. I think it's just it's a shame, really. And I'm not really buying that. This is a better fight. Because if it was a better fight, they would have made it originally. If it was that big, if it was a better fight. For me, this is just obviously someone's got to come in who's still gonna sell tickets. Obviously, I think that there's quite a big following for him in that part of the world. No, I'm not excited by the fight. I'm sorry.
No, the reason I question that is that we all know why the Miller fight was happening. It was all to basically get Joshua's whole image in America, get him in there, tomp him out quickly, make him look amazing, and go in and make that a wilder fight. That's why I believe that fight was happening. It was nothing to do with, like you're saying, that if that was a bigger fight, it would a better fight, you would have gone for it. So that's why I think the Miller fight, that's the route they took that fight.
I'm not excited by it. I'm sorry. I'm just not excited by the fight. I'm not excited by...
But do you agree it's probably a better fight or not? You think Miller was probably better?
I think Miller would probably be a better fight because I think he would have been a bit more of a scrapper. This guy, yeah, he can fight, but I've said it before, he looks like the guy that should be, in training day. Hey, Esse, I don't think you want to do that, Esse. Like, one of those guys, brother. There's a bad guy in it, the Mexican bad guy. He looks like one of those guys, an extra in one of the films.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like him.
I like him. Yeah, I'm not excited. And we said it after the, with Deontay Wilder fight, and the same thing for Fury. That's the problem we have at the moment with these guys being signed up to different networks. No one cares about these fights, unfortunately. Josh, I expect this to be a pretty routine victory for Joshua. Yeah, you might raise the profile in America. Tyson Fury's fighting some guy that I don't really know too much about. I mean, I've obviously, seen what he's up to. Not impressed. It's a shame, really, because we've got 3 top heavyweights in the division, and they're just fighting nobodies, I'm afraid. So, yeah, Joshua, I think this will be a pretty standard victory. He'll beat him, and then you always understand that same conversations are going to happen again. Who's he going to fight? Who's he going to fight?
I'm not saying that I disagree with what you're saying, yeah. But what I'm saying is never overlook your opponent, right? Now, for me, the reason why I believe that Ruiz is actually a better fighter than Miller is because he can actually fight. I didn't believe Miller was just this big dude that I've saw some of his fights. I'm thinking this guy's rubbish. Ruiz is a great counterpuncher, and he doesn't waste punches. And he's shown that he can go 12 rounds. People look at his physique and think, you know what? This guy ain't no fighter. I think that's the worst thing you can do. You've seen guys who can actually fight, who can hit hard. Nothing to do with physique. It's nothing to do with physique.
And to be fair, watching the Parker fight, I believe I don't think anyone would have been too disappointed if he got the decision, because I thought he fought quite well. But I just think for him, if you look at the guys that he's up against and who he's fought, there's no real pedigree. This is Joshua's a lot bigger.
It's a big jump.
It's a big jump. He's and you could say we want about the physique, but when you start getting pounded with body shots and stuff like that from Joshua, who's a proper boxer, it's going to take its toll. And so this is why I think that it's just, it's a bit, I think it's a step too far for him.
I agree with that, but I think the reason why I think it's interesting and something that for Joshua fans need to look at, when Joshua fought Povetkin, he struggled.
Smaller bloke.
And like I say, he doesn't waste punches, he's a great counter puncher. Everyone knows that Joshua's head movement isn't great. So this is a good test for him to see how he actually gets on with someone who can actually fight, who can hit punches. He's going to mix it up. But I do agree with you that it's going to take, the toll's going to take, it's going to be too much of an ask for him.
So what are your thoughts on this fight then?
I believe that Joshua will win by knockout, and it will be round 6. So it will take a few rounds. But like I said, I want to see how he gets on. I actually want to see how he gets on. We'll get somebody who can actually fight and scrap. But you get all these big heavyweights. People look at size, people look at strength, and they can't fight. But this guy can actually fight. And that's why I said I'm more interested to see this fight than I was in the Miller fight. But like you said, they're struggling to sell tickets for a reason. And it's like because nobody really wants to see this.
No one cares about this fight. And there's no disrespect to Ruiz. This is your livelihood. This is your chance. So take your chance.
Make an upset if you can.
Do you know what I mean? If you can do it, then do it. But the boxing fans, I think boxing fans around the world are starting to get a little bit frustrated because it's like, well, these guys are making their money. They're on the networks. Obviously, I never deny anybody that opportunity. I think it's brilliant that they are making their money, and they are. But I just don't see. There's only so much so long they can do this for, because people are going to start saying, well, what is the point?
I think you know what. I think as fans, we've said this before. Stop giving these 3 or 4 fighters all this credit about he's the best or he's the best. Wilder's the best. Joshua's the best. Let them go and prove it.
Until they fight each other.
Until they fight each other, none of them are best. None of them are.
Yeah,
So
and-
stop
and
rating. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to stop rating him.
Yeah, Fury, that fight against Wilder beat him, but Wilder took that fight because he thought the guy's been out the ring for 3 years, I'll win this fight, and he was wrong. So that's what I'm saying. And then after that rematch should have happened straight away. It should have happened straight away, but it's not going to happen. They're on their own platforms. They don't want to take that risk anymore. They don't want to lose their unbeaten records. So yeah, at the moment it's a bit of a merry-go-round. I'm not excited by this fight. I'm sorry. I know you're quite excited. I'm not excited by the fight, but obviously I'm going to watch it because I'm a Joshua fan and I want Joshua to win the fight. I don't think Ruiz is going to cause him
any problems or what?
Not really at all. I don't think there'll be. He might catch him. It's like anything. He might land a shot or something, but I don't see him knocking Joshua out. I can't see how he would win the fight.
Yeah, that's what I think. Does he really back that power to cause Joshua problems? I think he will hit Joshua, and like I said, I'm interested to see how he gets on with someone who can actually fight. And the Parker fight is a big thing that you mentioned there. For me, Ruiz actually did a great performance against Parker. He was slapping him up at times because people were telling me to watch Parker because, oh yeah, he was going to fight Joshua and this guy he could be the next big thing.
We watched that fight and we were both like, I think he lost that fight. Do you know?
After that fight, we did say, you know what, this guy's actually all right. We saw Ruiz. Compared to that fight against Parker, we said, you know what, this guy's actually all right.
It's the levels though, isn't it? At that level, you think, oh, he's all right.
Yeah.
But then, can you go one further?
So you know what we said about Brazil could possibly be an upset? Could you see any upset in this fight? Not at all.
No. Next question, please.
So then, in terms of prediction, so how are you going to go?
Knockout, 3-4 rounds tops.
Really?
That's what I think. That's what I think anyway. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my.
Do you reckon Joshua's actually going down to make a point now, especially after what happened with Brazil and Wilder, or do you think he's just going to go out there and just prove he can box?
I think he's just going to go out there just as a routine fight and he'll win. And I don't think he's even thinking too far ahead of it. But then like you said, you never overlook your opponent. The guy's there for a reason. He's got his opportunity. You know, can he do anything? For him, obviously, he's great. He's made after this fight. Financially, he'll be made for life.
Yeah, people are pissed off. People are saying first you choose a guy who's eating cheeseburgers, and now you got a guy who
looks like a cheeseburger,
who's literally just eating Snickers apparently before a fight comes out and does his thing. Actually, that's a legit thing that he possibly does. So that's our predictions. We're both going for the KO victory for Anthony Joshua, and we reckon round 3 or 4.
4, I think.
And I'm going round 6. I reckon he'll suss him out at early doors, let him have some of the share of the fight, and then just kill him off. So I think that's the prediction. Let us know what your prediction is on this fight, and then we'll catch up with you on the reaction video of that fight. Until then, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, people, and definitely comment. Peace.